Hej og velkommen til den her special udgave af Gaming. Stemmen er altså på ferie. Den heldige asen. Derfor har jeg, Nicolas, taget over som vanligt. Er altid klar til at lave backup til stemmen. Jeg har et spækket program til jer i dag. Vi skal forresten se på Homefront. Spil jeg glæder mig rigtig meget til. Og så har vi lidt insight. Og måske også lidt Red Faction Armageddon. Lad os komme i gang med det samme. Her kommer Homefront.
This is Viper 2-1. We received your message, providing close air support. Let's take this town back.
So the opening scene seems pretty rough. Is it a rough game?
Yeah, emotionally unsettling, I would call the game. Exploring some very heavy themes of what happens to civilians when war comes to their home front.
And you're not afraid that that will get the game banned, maybe?
No, actually, you know, that we took some risks, and there's definitely some content that'll be a little bit controversial. But these are necessary steps in order to achieve what we want to call emotion in games. If you want to pull emotions out of people, you're going to have to take some creative risks like that. And we're pretty comfortable with the risks we've taken. I would say it's on par with like a Half-Life 2 in terms of its storytelling, but I think if you look at most of the FPSs these days, everything from Call of Duty to Medal of Honor, you'll see a much heavier emphasis on story than there was, you know, in the past, and we're definitely in that mold.
So the stories about Korea taking over in US, would that happen in real life?
So, well, first of all, I should say that the story is based around Korea invading the US, but the story itself is actually about civilian freedom fighters and these, you know, people that don't have any prior training in combat choosing to take up arms to take back their country. That's really what the game is about.
I got a couple of questions from the viewers. The first one is a guy called Simon. Will this be the next step for the FPS genre?
Well, to answer Simon's question, I think there's a lot of different directions the FPS genre could go. This is just one of them. The main difference being this sort of emotionally heavy approach to shooters and dealing with violence and actually having the characters talk about their reactions to violence and killing. You won't find this in any other game. This is our step forward for the genre, but I don't think it represents the only step forward for the genre.
I got a question from Yept. How is this different and better than the multiplayer part than, for instance, Bad Company and Call of Duty?
Sure. What was the name? Yept? Okay. So to answer your question, Yept, I would say the main difference between those games is if you look at the DICE games, the Battlefield games, the Danger Close game, the Medal of Honor, the big difference for us is feature innovation, that we're bringing this idea of battle points and battle commander as these interesting sub-games that are sort of on the fly as you play that represent, it makes the game feel a lot different from all those other games which sort of feel the same to us.
Cookieman, he asked, do you know why the name changed of your company to Chaos Studio?
Yeah, Trauma Studios, we were independent when we were Trauma, and they were actually a mod team. They were kind of like separate from each other. And when that team was unified and we actually became a studio, and then THQ stepped in, it was decided at that time to sort of change the name of the studio because we had evolved from a mod team to something else. You know, Chaos is sort of the identity that we built when we formed an actual like AAA development studio.
Det var altså på vores tur til New York, hvor vi også ser på THQ-titler, vi fik muligheden for at se på dette spil, også der, hvor vi skal se på Red Faction senere i det her indslag. Nu er det blevet trailer-tid.
Ordinary men are but piles of flesh and bone. too weak to stand against the enemy we now face. But with the nanosuit, I can give them speed, invisibility, and unimaginable strength. Suit is the future of our feeble species, and only you can finish what I started over a century ago.
Incoming alien threat. Armor mode engaged. Critical threat neutralized.
This is my last march. This is it. I owe it to myself and all the bunk things I've been through. I owe it to myself to go out there and give it 100% one time. No excuses. I'm in the gym of my dreams. I got the family of my dreams. I have everything I want in front of me. And you know what? My family's been through enough. It's time to step up and do something about it.
Am I done? Am I done? I ain't hanging nothing up yet. I've heard naysayers talking, and I'm willing to take their bet. You may know my name.
How you feeling, Jen?
I'm a little nervous. You know, I just want to represent this team. I've worked hard, I've trained hard, and I just got a lot of ghosts I got to beat real quick. I've had some bad demons and a rough road, so I'm excited to get out here and do this, make my camp proud, man, make the team proud.
Is that what you're fighting for tonight?
Fighting for the team and Supremacy MMA. I got to rep the game. It's just going to be chin down, hands up, listen to my coaches and see what happens.
Almost time, Jesse.
I've never fought
You're
for
not
money, man. I've never
Please welcome back to the cage. Former UFC lightweight champion of the world,
seconds over on one. For your winner by way of timeout 2 from rear naked show.
You know what, at the end of the day, everybody else knows me as the legend or the champ. I just know myself as Jim Polar 0-7. I struggled just like everybody else. I knew it was going to blow up. The song said it best. All you naysayers, I'll take your bet.
Insight er programmet, der bringer e-sport, og lige nu skal vi snakke med Trace fra Counter-Strike-holdet MTV. Det er altså et af verdens allerbedste hold.
TV, der spiller.
Hej, jeg hedder Martin, jeg er 21 år gammel og spiller for MTV. Og kom indenfor, så kan vi se min lejlighed.
Martin, vi er hjemme hos Trace. Det her er ondskabens grotte, som nogen måske kalder det. Andre kalder det bare hjem, ligesom Martin gør. Lidt speciel udgave af Insight. Vi skal se lidt på, hvordan han bor. Er det ikke rigtigt?
Det er nemlig rigtigt.
Fedt nok. Nu skrider jeg, så kan han få lov til at vise rundt.
Ja, men her er min stue jo. Jeg er næsten lige fyldt ind, så der er ikke så meget at se. Jeg har en grim sofa og så lidt DVD'er og sådan lidt spisebord. Jeg har ikke nogen stole, dem skal jeg ud og hente. Så der er ikke så meget her. Men vi kan gå videre, hvis det er.
Fyr af. Martin Trace, hvad laver den her?
Nå, men det var...
Det er som om, at du undgår at sige noget om...
Det er fordi, jeg er så vant til, den er her. Det er min Louis, tror jeg, den hedder. Sådan en abe, vi engang købte i Disneyland. Den er jeg meget glad for. Det betyder meget for mig. Som en lille dreng.
Så det er derfor, den er på kaffebordet kronisk?
Ja, den skal ikke have støv på sig og sådan noget. Det går ikke. Så. Herinde har vi mit værelse. Jeg har lidt senge her, som skal skiftes ud med en rigtig seng, der. Og så har jeg min skrivebord, hvor jeg spiller Counter-Strike og laver en masse andre ting.
Er der system i dit råd, Martin Trace? Nu tager jeg jo blot et lille glance ud over dit soveområde.
Jeg har simpelthen så meget tøj, jeg ikke ved at gøre af, så jeg har ikke rigtig brug for at vaske, fordi jeg har så meget. Så jeg vasker bare lidt sådan lidt, når jeg sådan...
Er det fordi, du er så rig?
Jeg føler for det. Ja, jeg er faktisk rigtig rig. Yes, her er vi så køkkenet. Jeg er sådan i gang med sådan en semi-vask op, mens I kom, så der ligger en masse rod i vasken, ligner det i hvert fald. Men ved jeg ikke, jeg synes det er et fint køkken. Jeg har lidt af hvert. Så har jeg en god ovn her, som jeg slet ikke bruger faktisk. Jeg bruger mest til de her plader her. Så jeg har været lidt kylling på og flødesovs og sådan nogle godter, ikke?
Lille stegefest.
Ja, præcis.
Som nogen måske siger.
Og så har jeg min morgenmad og lidt rugbrød og sådan lidt, ikke?
Er det LTV-agtigt, at man skal have rosiner? Nu så vil jo Chris have rosiner på sin
ja, men altså, man lever jo sundt som pro-gamer. Det skal der ikke være skuld på. Så vi prøver at leve sundt, det er jo klart.
Fedt. Hvad har du i køleskabet, Trace?
Jeg har et æg. Så har jeg nogle bajer, kød.
Fløde.
Ja, jeg har lidt fløde. Og så har jeg en cola, men det er faktisk ikke min. Det er faktisk ikke engang løgn. Det er en ven, jeg havde over, der har stillet den der, åbenbart.
Det tror jeg også, de
det er også derfor, der ikke er nogen drukket af den jo.
Ja, det er rigtigt. Ligesom,
og det er sådan set der.
Ligesom når man finder en hashpipe og siger, det bare det er Tommys, den holder jeg for ham.
Nej.
Nå, Martin, nu har vi sat os selv i en dejlig sofa.
Ja.
Louis passer på os, imens vi skal snakke lidt, fordi jeg ved, du kan blive sur nogle gange, når I spiller. De fleste af brugerne, både på Pixel TV og mange på Explain, har faktisk spurgt, om ikke at jeg vil spørge dig om, hvorfor du bliver så hissig, når I er ude, og du laver Facebook-updates og skriger i åbne fora.
Jo, men altså, der sker jo det, at vi har tendens til at tabe nogle kampe, som vi overhovedet ikke burde tabe. Og så er det slår helt klik. Altså, det er simpelthen... Så tænker man tilbage på, at vi tager de der kampe der, og man ser bare de der runder, som vi bare skulle have vundet. Altså, bare vi sidder der i finalen, og vi har 4-5 runder, vi bare kan lukke den, ikke? Og så tænker man bare, hvorfor vandt jeg ikke den turnering? Igen vinder vi ikke. Så nummer 2, det skulle en være lorteplads at komme på. Så det er derfor, jeg bliver lidt hissig, når sådan nogle ting sker.
Ja, det er lige ved at blive klichéagtigt. Det er ikke, at vi tager en MTV-spiller ind for at tale om, hvorfor det er, I ikke vinder turneringer. Det har vi gjort et par gange før, synes jeg. Men altså, er I sådan ved at kunne se, hvad der går galt?
Altså, det ved jeg ikke rigtigt.
Altså, fordi når jeg ser det udefra, lad os tage jeres sidste kamp her, hvor I taber til det nye Fnatic-hold. Der virker det som om, at I 100% selv smider den væk.
Ja, altså på train, der kunne vi vunde kampen flere gange.
Præcis.
Det er vi også selv klar over, så derfor det er så pisse ærgerligt, ikke? Vi laver nogle slemme fejl i nogle situationer, som bare ikke må ske, og det gør også, at vi taber kampen. Altså vi laver alle sammen nogle grusomme ting, som gør, at vi taber train, ikke? Og så vinder de sådan for nogle fans square, ikke? Og sådan, ja, det er bare så pisse ærgerligt, at vi...
Ja, fordi de fleste burde jo egentlig, altså de fleste mener jo nok, at når det er et nyt hold, og især Fnatic, som jo egentlig, jeg ved ikke med den lineup, der nu er lige så stærk som den, der var der før-agtig, så burde de jo egentlig køre hen over dem. Men er det måske svært, fordi de nyt hold måske spiller på en helt anden måde end det gamle Fnatic?
Nej, det synes jeg ikke rigtigt. Jeg synes, vi havde godt styr på dem, så Men det er jo et godt hold, jo, det så vi, ellers ville vi jo tydeligvis ikke have vundet turneringen.
Nej.
Men ja, vi burde have vundet train, og vi er sådan set selv skyld i det, så det er sådan ligegyldigt, hvem vi har mødt, tror jeg. Vi er bare selv skyld i det.
Skal der ske noget nu? Ikke at de skal lave rokade på spillere, men skal der ske et eller andet taktisk, eller skal der ske noget for at komme fremad? Har I talt om det?
Ikke andet end vi har tænkt os at sætte os ned og finde ud af, hvad vi gør forkert, og hvad vi kan gøre bedre til næste turnering. Ligesom finde ud af, hvad de slemme ting, vi gør, ikke? Og så prøve ligesom at finde ud af, hvad vi kan gøre ved det. Og så bare fyre den med prag og så videre.
Fedt. Martin, hvornår er jeres næste event?
Den 1. til 5. marts, tror jeg, her med en lille måneds tid.
Fedt.
Global finaler.
Det glæder vi os til. Og jeg tror næsten, at jeg med 100% sikkerhed kan sige, at Pixel TV kommer til at være på stedet. Og det er ikke indsagt, som vi har gjort det før, så det bliver selvfølgelig awesome. Lad os slutte af med noget Louis Love, mens vi sidder her. Og I gætter rigtigt. Nu er det blevet trailer-tid.
Incoming. Priority 1. Subspace communication.
Star Trek Online has had a great first year. You know, when I think back to launch, what really impresses me is the active role our players have had in shaping the direction of the game. Through passionate discussions, elaborate forum posts, Star Trek fans have really inspired many of the changes and features we've made to the game since launch. And it is a very impressive list of changes. In our first update, Season 1, we added new fleet actions, new PvP maps, off-duty uniforms, respec options, bridge options, new customizable Klingon ships, and our first special task force, the Cure. In Season 2, we expanded the Undine vs. Borg storyline. We increased the level cap from 41 to 51 and introduced an entirely new tier of ships. We introduced player ship interiors, added a Dabo minigame, and also introduced Federation Diplomatic Corps and First Contact missions, which emphasize non-combat gameplay. During Season 2, we also introduced our first featured episode series, where every week players can tune in and play a new mission in a continuing story arc, much like the TV series. The biggest addition in Season 3 was the start of the Foundry beta. The Foundry is a powerful creation tool which allows our players to create and share exciting new missions that take place in the existing Star Trek Online universe. For our 1-year anniversary, we're holding a big celebration for our players. We'll be holding trivia contests, giving out special items, as well as a few other surprises. So log in February 2nd and join the celebration on Kronos or Earth Space Dock. Our first year has shown that Star Trek Online fans are very passionate about this game. And together, we look forward to what the future will bring. Live long and prosper.
VFX range from lighting and bloom, screen lens flare effects, particle systems that include stuff like fog, haze, steam, smoke, fire, explosions, blood, weapon effects, and a UI. We really wanted to generate the feeling of dread and darkness and even the kind of eerie creepiness in some of the hallways with shadowing. A lot of what we try to do is generate more of a filmic experience and a cinematic experience for the player. We're all big fans of traditional filmmaking techniques like grain, post-processing, a lot of glitchiness, which ties a lot of making the player feel uneasy almost all the time.
UI is user interface, and it's every way the user interacts with the game.
So you have what we call the front end, which are the menus that you see at the beginning of the game. And then when you get into the game, what's really particular in Dead Space, you also have all these dynamic interfaces within the environment.
Prior to this game, a lot of UI lives in screen space. All our game elements live in world, but also function as approximations of fictional UI. It's not just there for the player, it's also there for the character in the game. One of the things that Ian was really pushing for was a very broken future, like where everything felt depleted. And so even though it's a very futuristic look at UI, we had to make sure that it felt a little broken. So everything was a little bit flickery and everything was a little bit more janky than most UI. The feeling that maybe at some point it might break down was important.
Le concept vraiment pour les interfaces de Dead Space, c'est qu'on voulait avoir l'impression d'être dans le cerveau de Isaac. On voulait vraiment se promener avec les neurones et tout ça. On voit un peu d'activité électrique.
And you see marker elements and like unitology code and messages in there.
Et au fur et à mesure qu'on avance dans le jeu, on se rend compte que, en fait, il y a quelque chose de très étrange qui se passe dans le cerveau d'Isaac.
For dementia, there are various moments in the game. A lot of it plays into the mind of Isaac and his memory of Nicole, and his guilt and the scarring that he had and experienced through the Ishimura on Dead Space 1. Dead Space 1 and Extraction had some moments of dementia, so we wanted to really bring that up a notch and basically create something new, but also very immersive and something that kind of has a real strong emotional and even psychological factor in the game. So for the process of creating dementia, we first start out with doing a lot of concept art and study of ideas based on experience. Starting out with concepts, we're able to experiment and try new ideas, doing prototypes and mock-ups to help build out variation, so it's not the same effect all the time.
Og fra en hyggelig beboelse på Lyngbyvejen, hvor den kære Martin Trace helt bor, skal vi tilbage til New York. Vi skal nemlig se på Red Faction Armageddon.
They don't call Mars the red planet for nothing.
Well, the cool thing about Red Faction Armageddon is we've really learned a lot from the first three that we did. And what we're really doing now is we're focusing on the story of the game and also what Red Faction does best, which is destruction. If you haven't played Red Faction is all about destroying your environment, destroying your world around you. And the cool thing about the experience of Red Faction is every time you play it, something different happens. It happens all the time because you can interact with everything in the world. So now what we're doing here in Red Faction Armageddon is we're going underground in this one. You'll still be up on the surface a little bit, but we're taking the world underground. We're giving you lava caves, ice caves. We're giving you all sort of new environments, and we're trying to improve upon what Red Faction Guerrilla was before. Also with story, we're trying to take that to the next level too. We've had the same writers that write our game also write a sci-fi 2-hour miniseries that we have that's going to start premiering this spring as well. So we've really started to, we're really excited about this game. We're ready to take it to the next level. And we want to show people what a true destruction. I mean, we have a lot of fun destruction weapons. What we have is we have the magnet gun. That's our signature weapon. It works like a magnet. You throw one magnet out, you throw another one out over here, and they collide together. So just imagine if you go into a room, you have a bunch of buildings around you, you just clip a magnet to that, clip it to an enemy, and it'll go cascading into an enemy. So that's one of our cool weapons. We also have a black hole gun called the Singularity Cannon. And what that does is it shoots out a giant singularity bomb, and then it just sucks in the world around it and then spits it back out again. So the cool thing is, like I said, we have so many weapons. We have just so many things that people can get hands on here at the event and just try at home as well, just to enhance destruction. Unlike other games out there, you can actually destroy worlds. We have real-world physics. We have this really, really cool story. Once again, it's just something that stands out. Once you see it, once you play it, once you get your hands on, you obviously know that this is something different that you can't get in any other game experience.
And we got a user on our website called Swimon. He would like to ask you if it will be possible to gather a team and lead them around. Like in the last game, you could order civilians to do things.
Sure. With that, I mean, we don't have so much that they actually follow you around throughout the world. We have a lot of interaction between them. They fight alongside of you as well. But with this, it's more of Darius's journey throughout there. He'll meet a lot of characters. They'll actually fight with him for a little bit too, but it's more of Darius's journey through the underbelly of Mars. So you're going to see it in May of 2011.
And your personal favorite thing in the game?
Magnet gun, hands down. It's just Magnet gun and destruction is the best thing about Red Faction.